what we are going to discuss about a project management accounting and all, I just listed down in the document, so we'll go through one by one. So this is completely our course content, so what are the topics we are covering, etc., etc., everything we'll discuss. And one more thing, I know you guys are already having a finance experience, because see, we are not learning a basics of project management accounting. So this is the project management accounting training where we are going to start from the basics to advanced. Nearly 20 to 22 classes we will be spending on this, where we are creating from the project to till invoice posting, what kind of different invoices are posting, and all these detailed project management accounting we are going to learn. So I imagine whoever is attending the demo session or whoever is planning to attend the training sessions of project management accounting. So, the basic criteria is you must have a dynamics experience, you must have a dynamics knowledge. So, into finance or into SEM modules or whatever it is. Mostly the project management accounting will be handled by the finance team only, means finance functional team. So that means I assume you guys are already having a finance experience. That's where you wanted to improve your skills on the project management accounting, and you are planning to pursue on the project management accounting course. So that's what I imagine. And from there, I start. So what do you know about project management accounting? So what is a project management accounting? Why do we need to learn project management accounting? So the project management accounting can be used in the multiple sectors. Okay, it is not only restricted to one particular domain or something. So by using a project management accounting, we can produce a product, or we can produce a services, or we can get some kind of results. So that is where project management accounting is required. Why? Because by using this module, we were able to achieve the results, right? So that is the reason. And in what kind of sectors it is using? It is using in the different kind of sectors, like consulting businesses we can use a project management accounting. In the construction, manufacturing, whereas the service based organizations, etc., etc., in multiple type of businesses we can use a project management accounting. So that means it is available in every area, in every sector project management can be used. So that's where people are started using project management accounting in their business. So why they are using project management accounting? Because by using a project, you can track everything in a detailed manner. Like for example, I wanted to track how many resources are working in my project and how much billing I am paying to them, and on the each resource how much income, how much revenue I am getting from the client. All those details, if I wanted to track, where should I track? In the dynamics, in the project management accounting, we can do that. So in the project, we have a option to add a resources, and we have a option to add a budget also. If any transaction, if it is increasing a budget, system will immediately stop you. If you wanted to increase the budget, of course we can increase the budget, and there are approvals, everything, all the finance areas, how you are working on the approvals, on the other areas like posting the transactions and all, everything can be happen in the project. So instead of using all other modules for your business, if you start focusing on the project management accounting, in the project management accounting everything is possible. By using a project, you can create a purchase orders, you can create a sales orders, you can track your project transactions, and you can have a budgeting also, and you can have a timesheet booking through project, and we have a taxation also can be calculated in the project. So that is where this module is very very important, where most of the business requirements can be fulfilled through project management accounting. Okay, so let's get started. What are the detailed informations are available in the project management accounting? We'll see. In general, I will discuss like a overview of the project management accounting, means what is project management accounting. Just now we discussed, right? So that is a area I will be again covering in the topics, and in which are the sectors this can be used, and what type of project phases are available. Initially, when the project started, it is initiate phase, then execute means start working on the project. Once the execution is completed, how are you analyzing the project? At the end, analyzing is nothing but you have estimated cost. So what is the what you have estimated for some amount, but at last what is the actual cost? What is the difference between estimated cost and actual cost? That is called as analyzing. So these are the three main stages: initiate, execute, and analyze. In each stage, you will have some different operations to be performed. What are those operations and all? You will get more clarity once we start discussing on the project management accounting in detail. So all those areas will be covered here: overview, project details, and all. Then project group. So what do you mean by project group? See, I might have a different kind of grouping, right? See, if you know vendor group, customer group, and all, what is the purpose of vendor group, customer group? Based on the group, we can uh, create a vendors, and we can use for the reporting purpose also, right? Similarly, project groups are required, like you will have a different type of projects. So what you can do, you can create as a group. Under the particular group, you can create all the relevant projects and all. So that is the purpose of project group. So we will have a time and material project, we will have a fixed price project, internal project, cost project. All those things can be grouped and we can create a projects. Project numbering. So I will see, that's what I mentioned. From the basics to advanced, we are going to cover. See, project numbering is nothing but number sequence, right? So I want in a proper format. Whenever I create a project, I am expecting number as a P hyphen 001, P hyphen 002. This is a number sequence only. So that is what we are going to cover here. Project hierarchy. Okay, so what is a project hierarchy you will be having? See, initially I started with one project, just an example. Okay, so the project budget is 1 CR. So later, due to labor additional cost or some kind of cost and all, the budget is exceeding more than 1 CR. In this case, management will have two options. Either they can revise the existing budget, or they can create a sub project and they can add the excess amount. These are the two different options. How they are performing and all, it depends upon the management. So how you are managing your hierarchy, all those things will be discussed in this particular area. Next one, work breakdown structure. Very, very important concept in the project module. Work breakdown structure, WBS template or WBS elements people will call, right? This is nothing but where we will have a list of operations what to be performed in the project. See, whenever you join into the organization, I will give you some instructions. You should follow these things, and all, right. So, similarly, in the project, there will be some activities which need to be performed. First, requirement gathering, then designing, then customizations, then setup. Like this, you will have, right? Similarly, in every project, they will have some activities. That is what mentioned in the WBS. And one more thing, whatever activities you have mentioned, that you can store as a template, so that the template can be reused into different projects also. So that we are going to learn in the WBS discussion. Project copy wizard. So we know in the vendor module, vendor can be copied from one legal entity to other legal entity, right? So here, from the existing project to new project, so means I will give you an example. So fixed asset, we everybody have a knowledge on fixed asset, right? Where fixed asset can be copied, similarly projects also can be copied. Okay, so the by using a wizard functionality, we can copy the projects. So in the project stages, these are all things we are going to learn, as I mentioned. So how the project is creating, how the sub project is creating, what is the work breakdown structure. Do you wanted to create a new project stages, like you will have a initially started project stage, then in progress, then ended, right? And if you wanted to add any new stages in between also, we can do that. Yes. So this is about a basic understanding of the project things. So once we are done with this particular topic, we will discuss about the in detail what are the different project types we will be having in the sessions. So as I mentioned, there are six type of projects available: time and material, fixed price project, internal project, cost project, time project, and investment project. So these are the very, very important project types you will be having it. But you observe in most of the real time organizations, all the clients will not use all the type of projects. They will use time and material and fixed price very frequently. Why? Because these two are external projects. The rest of the four are internal projects. What do you mean by external project? External projects are billable to the client, where your client is going to pay for that. But whereas the internal projects are not billable to client, only for internal organization tracking purpose we will create it. So I am going to show you how the time and material project can be created, and there are some examples. So what is WIP based accounting, what is no WIP based? Means PNL, if you select a, we have an option in the project management accounting. Means should I post to profit and loss accounts or should I post to balance sheet accounts, my financial impact and all? So it is in our hand. So that kind of concepts also I will be covering in the time and material projects. Second thing, fixed price project. Fixed price project is nothing but on account invoicing based the projects will work. Whenever you complete the certain percentage of the project, the amount will be released. For example, when we get into the contract of the project, we will have a discussion. Means when you complete 20%, I will give you 30% of the amount. When you complete the project 60%, I will release you 70% of the project cost. Once you complete 100% of the project, the 100% amount will be released. That is a fixed price project. On the certain time, the amount will be released. So that is what we are going to discuss in the fixed price project. I will take some examples. Okay. There are some types like methods like based on the percentage completion project, etc., etc., and all. Based on that, I will show you how the calculation is happening, how the revenue is getting calculated. See, when you complete 20% of the project, you will get some amount, right? On that amount, how much revenue is recognized? Revenue recognition also we will be identifying and all. Then internal projects. Internal project, cost project, time project, and investment project. These are only for the internal tracking purpose we will be creating it. Of course, so once you track the internal things, you are going to convert for something else, right? So internal investment project, for example, I have a project in my organization. So where uh, we are hiring a 10 employees, just an example, okay, 10 employees, and we are planning to uh, train them on particular topic on the specific area. Because the whatever the domain we are going to train them, that domain is going to be very important in the next year. So that's where we are just planning upfront and we are going to train them. Until 1 year, we have to pay the salaries to the employee and we have to spend the training cost, etc., etc. But I'm not going to get any revenue on those expenses what I have done for this year, right? But next year, with this whatever 1 year knowledge they got, so I can get a project and I will get a client. So I will convert them as a fixed assets, right? So this is how investment projects will work in a real time. I will take examples and I will show you how the investment project will be converted as a fixed asset, as an item, or how it is converting and all. We'll see. Time project for time tracking, cost projects for cost tracking, and internal projects are nothing but like your investment projects only. So all those things we will be discussing during a project type phase. So once we are done with that, the next concept is how the project transactions can be booked. So there are different type of transactions, like you will have a hour transaction, expense transaction, fee transaction, and item transactions. So, in which case, what kind of transaction type can be used? Our item or fee or expense and all. How are you booking those transactions? And once you book those transactions, how are you doing invoicing against to the customer? All those things also we will be discussing it during a project transaction phase. And there are some categories also, very very important. Project categories are very very important. So how the project categories are created, and how your ledger accounting mapping is done. Is it done at the time of project category level, or in the project group level, or project level? Where are you mapping your ledger accounts? So the financial impact, how it is doing and all, during a configuration phase we'll see. What do you mean by line properties? Line properties will help you to understand whether it is a billable or non-billable and all. Project is a billable. We see, right? Billable type of projects and non-billable projects and all. So that's what we are going to discuss here. And I am going to show you how to record the invoice journals, invoice register journals through project accounting. Free text invoices also can be done through project accounting. Item transactions, item journal, item requirement, purchase order, purchase requisitions, all how you are creating a sales order, how you are going to create a beginning balances transaction for the project. All these things we are going to learn. And journal setup. In the general ledger module, we have a set journal names, right? Similarly, in the project accounting module, also we have a different journal names, expense journal, our journal, and all. How are we creating? What are the different journal types are going to use it? All those areas we are covering in the journal setup discussion. Next one, project timesheet. I mentioned, right? By using a project module, we can record the timesheet also. So, what are the different timesheets? What type of timesheets can be created? So some timesheets can be set it as a favorite, and you can assign the work to the, you can delegate the work to the different parties. And if you wanted to submit the timesheet, workflow is mandatory. So we will be going to discuss how the timesheet workflow can be created. So how the timesheet can be submitted. See now, Microsoft has done lot of improvements in the project management accounting, and we have a mobile app also. We have a mobile app where you can submit the timesheet in the mobile app, so that the transactions will be reflecting in the D365 interfaces. So of course I'm not going to cover related to mobile app thing, but I just mentioned, and I will try to explore more on that, and I will try to give you some guidance. Nothing, I think we need a company user ID password to log in to the mobile app, and we can submit the things. Next one, project invoicing. So as I mentioned, once you create a project, once you start doing a transactions and all, how are you going to post the invoices, right? So I and we have a concept called as a project contracts. So how we can create a project contracts? And as I mentioned, on account invoicing is nothing but it is a fixed price related. So how are we going to use on accounting invoicing things? And we can see the posted transactions also. Okay, once the project transactions are posted, how it can be visible, and how we can raise the credit notes also, not only for purchase order, sales order, for the posted project transactions also we can have a credit note concept. We can reverse the transactions. How are we going to reverse that? And finally, we have a budgeting. So as I mentioned, in the project, budgeting is involved, right? So for every project, how the budget is enabling, and how much budget we are going to provide for the project. So there are some options based on the activity wise. You can give a budget for this activity $100, for this activity $200, like that. Activity wise you can give it, or overall project activities and all you can give it. So you have multiple options how you wanted to give a budgeting and all. It is up to us. So we have a budgeting for the project, how to enable the budgeting. And whenever you have a budgeting, definitely there is a workflow. Project budget workflow should be enabled. Then only your budget will be approved automatically. And if you wanted to do the revision of the budget, okay, so if you wanted to revise the existing budget or alter the things and all, we can see how we can do the budget revision. So for example, in this year I have some budget left. So, is it possible to carry forward this budget to the next financial year? If yes, how that can be possible and all we are going to see. So, all those things we will be discussing in the project. So, I will take some examples related to project budget and I will show you how the project budget can be created and posting a transactions. And there is a concept called as a funding also for every customer. If they have in the project contract, we can mention the funding amount. For example, 1 lakh. If you are crossing more than 1 lakh, so definitely system will stop you. Those things also we will be covering in the throughout the project management module. So now, in a high level, I will quickly recap what we have discussed so far. In the project management accounting module, as a project as a consultant, what we need to learn is how to create a project, sub projects, what are the different type of project types are available, and by using each type, how are we going to book the transactions, whether it is going to profit and loss accounts or balance sheet accounts, how the revenue recognition is happening in the particular project stays and all. Then how the project transactions are recording, like our transactions, expense item, fee related transactions and all. And next, by using a project, we can create a purchase orders, how the purchase order is getting created, how are we doing a purchase, how are we doing a sales, how are we recording customer invoices, vendor invoices, etc., etc. Then project budget at final. So whenever if you wanted to enable the budgeting for the project, so by using a project budget concept, we can enable it. So once we are learn this complete project management accounting module, with this knowledge, definitely we will be able to work on the project management accounting 100%. And the second thing is, not only supporting the project management accounting, you can start doing the implementations on the project management accounting, where we can give some kind of knowledge to the client also. This is how we can do it and all. So by end of this training, definitely you will get more knowledge onto the complete project management accounting in terms of configuration, in terms of scenario based, etc., etc.